Hi, I'm Michelle Brain and I am the Midwife Hypnotist. You can find me at michellebrain.com. But today I'm here to introduce my new course. It's Birthing in Trance. Before we go there, I just thought I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a mother of 13 children. I've given birth to 13 children naturally. I'm a registered nurse. I've been a registered nurse for 30 years and I've been a midwife for 20 years. I've also completed advanced diplomas in hypnotherapy, although I've worked with hypnotherapy for almost the 30 years in different capacities. I did feel that it was time to get formal qualifications 5 years ago, and that's why I did that. I'm also a hypnobirthing teacher. I've studied hypnobirthing through several different places in Australia, which I didn't find to be that brilliant. So I ended up crossing to the UK and found Catherine Graves' hypnotherapy absolutely amazing, and I would recommend her to anyone 100 times over before you went anywhere else. It's a wonderful course, and I do teach that. And I would say that, if you can afford hypnobirthing, by all means, do your hypnobirthing. And this part of birthing in trance really is that bonus part of hypnobirthing. So don't feel that if you've done hypnobirthing you don't need this. This is actually really reinforcing the trance part, and I think that's the bit that often women don't get. So what's led me here? Well, I guess being in the birth suite for 20 years and having the ability to simply touch women on the shoulder, and like people come in and often they're so fearful and so scared and they're looking for answers. So they're in such a suggestible state. And a doctor can come and say, we'll just give you an epidural. They go, yeah. And yet during that epidural, they'll focus on that epidural. It can take half an hour. They'll focus. They won't move. They won't scream. They won't do anything. They don't even feel the contractions because they're so focused. And that's the trance they're in. Now, how can that be if they're so out of control in pain that they need the epidural, yet for half an hour, as soon as they know they're getting the epidural, silence. They sit quietly. It's because they were focusing on that pain. They were turning the pain up. And that's what trance does. They were in a trance. They were focused on getting that epidural. So why not use that trance to focus on comfort? For no reason, not particularly because you're having an epidural, but because you're birthing. So that's what I do. And I can do that within 30 seconds. It takes me 30 seconds to show a woman how to go into a trance, how to trust her body, because I trust her body. And she'll feel that, she'll know that. And I can give that same gift to her partner and then leave them to do their thing. I can back off after I've shown them how to use the touch to the shoulder just to sink into that wonderful place. Giving birth can be scary, and that's because of the videos people have watched, the movies that we've seen out of control births. It's the gift that keeps giving. Women with their stories that, it's interesting when you talk to people about a traumatic birth and they'll say, Mum had a traumatic birth. She was induced, she had this, she had an epidural, and this would happen. And yet they choose the same path. And when you enlighten them to that fact, and they tell you, I'm going to have the same thing as Mum, I'm going to have this. Well, why are you choosing the same path? If you choose the same path, yes, you are going to have that traumatic birth because you're choosing the same path. So let's change the path. Let's just try slipping into a trance instead of using the epidural, instead of being induced. And so that's what I do. And it works. 30 seconds to show a woman in the birth suite how to do that. And I've been doing that for 20 years. And some midwives do it without even knowing they're doing it. And other midwives really don't get it. They see a woman scared, frightened, and in pain, and they just suggest the epidural without any thought of the consequences of that epidural. So I'm all about the mum and giving her that belief, understanding that she can do it. And the partner can back her. So this course is broken up into 15-minute chunks. There's these little videos that you can sit and watch with your partner, and then there's a download that goes with them. Some of them are 15 minutes, some of them are 30 minutes. So there's 12 of these. In fact, I've thrown in an extra one, so there's 13 now. It costs $149. Now, hypnobirthing is wonderful. However, you'll go a long way to try and find a decent hypnobirthing class that's under $1,200. So we're talking about people who often don't even have any antenatal classes. Now that's your choice, but this is the bit that you need. I would suggest learning how to go into trance before you even bothered doing antenatal classes, because the antenatal classes don't really mean much if you're going to birth and you don't go into trance. If you can't go into trance naturally, then already there's a complication. The intervention's already started. The intervention in your mind that you've been told that this isn't natural, that you need help, that you're going to need to go to hospital. So this is what birthing in trance is all about. It's about you. It's about you trusting your body. It's about showing you how you can go into trance, how you can change your birth. Because if you're birthing in the hospital system, it's very hard to find that place of trance when you have so many external voices in your ears telling you how to do it, what to do, and why to do it. Now, if you just Google any home birth, you'll see women go into trance naturally. It's just part of home birthing because they are safe. They're in their sacred bubble. They trust their bodies to do it at home. They trust their body and they just sink into a trance. So that's what this is. This is that gift to you to take with you wherever you birth, to show you how to do it, because you can do it. I know you can do it. I've seen women come in with no belief in themselves at all. I've seen women come in screaming for epidurals. And yet after calming them down and telling them that I know they can do this, they've gone on to have absolutely beautiful natural births with no help from any doctor that says, we need to pull that baby out. You can't push that out. No help, no intervention. They trusted their body. They knew they could do it. And they had me next to them to reinforce it. So that's what birthing in trance is all about. 12 videos, 12 MP3s, invitation to join our Facebook group, our private Facebook group, which I hope to do some private or some group sessions. We'll also touch upon any issues that come up during your pregnancy. And if we need to do a one-to-one, I'm more than happy to do that. Please carefully consider your options. And, if you're not ready to do hypnobirthing, if you can't afford hypnobirthing, or even your antenatal class, you find that your husband, or your partner really isn't interested, and I know I hear that a lot, then this is something you can do at home. This is something that it won't take much time. And in fact, your partner really, if once you listen to the trances and you understand it, you can explain to him, all he needs to do is say, yes, you're doing well, and put the hand on your shoulder so that you sink into the trance. You can try it with him or her, and they can try it with you. I hope you enjoy reading about hypnobirthing and birthing in trance, and I hope that it's a choice that you'll make. And I hope that I've made it in a budget that anybody can afford. So thank you again. Welcome. I am Michelle Brain, and I am the Midwife Hypnotist.